Hello everyone, I'm Donghang from 4S1. Today I will be sharing with you my experience last year and some tips for you. Okay, so this is my design for last year. The topic was healthy lifestyle. As you can see, this design is actually quite simple as it does not have anything that is extremely difficult to draw. All the elements in the design, like the circles, the lines, and the trigonometric functions, are all very basic ones. What I did was to put all these simple elements together like jigsaw pieces and give them different colors to make them look nicer. My sharing today will mainly focus on these three parts: familiarizing yourself with the calculator, how to design, as well as how to draw. So first thing, familiarize yourself with the calculator. You should know the main functions of the buttons on the calculator, which can be easily achieved by playing with the calculator. So hopefully, your main focus during this May holiday will be playing with the calculator rather than your mobile phones. Whenever you don't know something, you can always refer to the guidebook, which comes together with the calculator. After that, you should be able to know roughly what kind of functions the calculator can draw, and later you can use this knowledge to assist you to decide what you want to draw according to the difficulty levels of your design. Now I will be sharing with you on how to design your drawing. First of all, you should stick to the theme. For example, last year my theme was healthy lifestyle, so I came up with 5 elements under this topic, which are diet, exercising, hobbies, people's relation with the environment, and finally the interpersonal relationships. So for this year, you can also try to think about what constitutes the theme and come up with some elements and finally make your design. My advice is that it is better to design on a piece of paper first, because it can be quite hard to draw directly on the calculator. And you should keep your design simple because it is unrealistic to draw something extremely complex. Finally, you should do some measurements, which can help you greatly when you start drawing later. For this part, I will focus on some useful tips when you are drawing, which can hopefully reduce some of the tedious works. When I started to draw last year, I came up with a very nice way to determine the positions of the graphs on the screen. I counted the number of pixels on the screen horizontally and vertically. Then I set the window in such a way that whenever I press the button to move the cursor, the coordinates shown on the bottom of the screen will change exactly 1. This can help you a lot not only when you are drawing the graphs, but also when you are writing down all the functions you have used when you finish your design. Secondly, use some basic functions you have learned, like quadratic functions, trigonometric functions, absolute value functions, and so on. After that, you should try polar coordinates. It is a very powerful tool when you draw trigonometric functions, which will give you these flower-like graphs. You can try different combinations of trigonometric functions and discover amazing graphs. But remember to shift the entire window setting to the place you want to put the graphs. Another tool you can use is the draw function of the calculator, which enables you to draw lines and circles without importing their equations. There is also a pen tool which you can use to draw any shape, just like a pen. However, do not use pen function too frequently, because that will compromise the complexity of the design. Also, when using the draw function, it is better that you note down what you have drawn. For example, you can write down the starting and ending points of the lines, the centers and the radius of the circles, etc. Because later you will have to fill in a form which requires you to write all the functions you use in your design. There are several colors available in the calculator, so use them to make your design colorful. Finally, remember to save whenever you finish a part of your design, because it is very hard to redraw and you would probably need to start over again if you are not careful enough. So remember these 3 steps: familiarize, design, and draw. Finally, design nicely, draw carefully, and be patient. Wish you good luck. Thanks for watching.